I'm recording now.
I'm recording now.
Okay. Suiken Half Hour, Drunken Masters return.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
I think that's a good way to start it off. We need the clap for the audio.
Yeah, it's purely for audio purposes. As long as my video doesn't just decide to move the audio itself halfway through.
Which sometimes it does, but that's fine. We'll live with it. Everyone here will live with it. But anyway, hey guys, welcome back to another Suiken Half Hour. I am back with my co-host, Kanji, World King Kanji. Kanji, say hi. No.
Hi guys.
So if we're not talking about, like in this video, we're not going to be talking about your comments and everything like we did in the last one. That was really fun. It was kind of a nice little start off to like kind of, I think next times we'll do this, like we'll wait for the comments, but we're doing this before this last one actually posts. So,
yeah.
But that was actually pretty fun. I think we should continue doing that. And if you liked that aspect of the original, just tell us that. We'll talk about y'all guys' comments at the beginning of the episodes from now on when we do them.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, like, we love the interaction with you guys just as much as you love telling us bullshit. So, like, you know, Kenji sucks.
Kenji has feelings. That's still my favorite. That's still my favorite thing from any debate. Is that Jace just like hashtag Kenji has feelings.
Kenji has feelings. Oh, poor Kenji.
So, guys, if you did watch the last one, though, if you watched all the way through the last one, you know exactly what we're talking about today when it comes to the Suiken Half Hour, or just Dragon Ball related concepts in general. Kanji's been nice enough to share a screenshot with me for exactly what he was talking about, and I'll probably post it up on the screen right here just to give y'all some context.
You better do it, because otherwise it's going to make no sense to anybody.
I guess not, because basically Japanese closing credits of the original Dragon Ball Z anime has a really weird line in it that I've never noticed before, but Kanji pointed out to me. Of
course I noticed. I fucking notice everything weird.
So in the original Japanese closing credit song, Gohan's walking around, and the song mentions and I quote,
just to stress the fact that you're quoting. It's not paraphrasing.
Is and I quote, a hungry, naughty Kinto Un, which is a hungry, naughty
Nimbus
cloud. So we're going to be discussing the finer points of what it means to be a hungry, naughty Kinto-un.
And just how hungry that cloud is. Just shed light on this topic that has been passed down through generations. Why is it naughty? It's a cloud!
And it's a cloud that doesn't accept naughty people, so...
Yeah.
Either this has like a really weird sense of judgment and right and wrong, black and white worldview, or it's a hypocrite
and a player.
So taking it one step at a time. So first word, we get hungry. How is it hungry? Like what?
It eats people's farts as they sit on it. I'm going straight for the immature one.
Okay. I mentioned earlier, we were talking about it. You mentioned this, that Goku. We see Goku eat clouds like it's nothing, like a badass. Goku munching on some clouds when he was hungry, and not that it helped him, but it is possible apparently to eat clouds in this universe. So, what is that like? Is the Nimbus cloud? Does it eat clouds to stay a cloud?
Well, if we go back to the scene in Dragon Ball when Goku's Nimbus cloud has been blown up by Tambourine, and he has to climb all the way back up to Korin Tower. And
how do you blow up a cloud?
He went, and it blew it up. to reenact the scene. This is why live action doesn't work as a fucking Dragon Ball film, people. That's why you can't.
I think Tambourine is essentially why it doesn't work.
Imagine the makeup.
It looks weird.
But anyway, yeah. So to get to the point, Yajirobe has carried Goku up to the Karen Tower, whatever you want to call him, AO, whatever. And then Karen is like, "Okay, you need another Nimbus cloud." So basically, that's exactly what his voice is like. You guys will remember that. But then, so he brings over this massive star fleet of clouds and shoves them in his face, and he's like, "Pick one." You won't hurt any of their feelings, even though it's been made apparent to us on very many occasions that the Nimbus Cloud actually does show affection. But whatever, you're just a heartless motherfucker, aren't you, Karin? But anyway.
It knows what racing is. I mean, it knows... Go on. Okay, we'll get to that.
Yeah. Anyway, so it senses danger for Goku, because it saves him a couple of times. But anyway, so Goku, like, picks one, and he's like... I like this one, and he keeps that one, and that's obviously the one that we see until, like, you know, later scenes of Dragon Ball Z. Although I'm sure it probably gets blown up at some points with the planet. So whether that same one is the one that gets brought back, that's another video altogether.
Dude, does the Nimbus Cloud have? If it has feelings, does it have a soul?
The way that Baba talks to a crystal ball, does that have a soul? It's like, crystal ball. And then it kind of goes, yes. It doesn't do that. But anyway, besides the point. So we see that it's alive. And so the subtitles of this song suggest it's alive. And then in a filler scene, we see Goku start eating clouds. Actually, is that? Yeah, it's filler, isn't it? He starts eating,
definitely.
Yeah, he starts eating the clouds, and he's all like, and so he obviously ate some people, essentially. If we're gonna
souls. So like when they go to the afterlife, the souls are just clouds.
Well, it's kind of shown that way, and I'm assuming they're all like, you know, the off souls that make up. And we've just been really lucky that Goku, when he's got a Nimbus cloud, has actually just picked some nice ones. Could have been a complete dick. So a red cloud or something is just like, nah, bitch, I ain't gonna do nothing you say.
So the cloud is Nive, like I said.
Nive is nothing to do with this.
So yeah, like I mean, so obviously, like it has to be hungry to a degree. Like, do you think like it cannibalizes clouds? If clouds are basically, if that's what we're talking about, like clouds are souls or even just clouds. I mean, this thing has somewhat feelings and emotions. So like it's cannibalizing clouds. Does it eat clouds? Does it eat other things? Does it eat bad thoughts? I mean, what does it eat?
That's why it's hungry. It doesn't know. It's never eaten, but it's hungry. That's fucked up, Toriyama.
That is fucked up.
Basically,
just another character that he's forgotten about.
Pretty much. I mean, like, let's be honest. I mean, not only has he forgotten about him, but he never even gave him food. That's like the worst thing you can do to an animal when you go on holiday. He did it to probably a couple of his characters.
I haven't seen people eat in a decade.
I tell you what they don't eat, and we've already had it proven. It's mouth blasts from Tambourine. They don't go down well. It's going to need more than a spoonful of sugar to go down with that. Thank you, Mary Poppins, you bitch.
Or Piccolo. I mean, Piccolo tries to eat
children. He's all like,
when he thinks he's a demon instead of a slug creature.
It's like the opposite of his dad. Like, his dad just, like, brings more children into the world. He's like, blah, tambourine, blah, piano, whereas Piccolo Jr. is more like... he just gets fatter. And then when he goes to Namek, he's like, what do you mean we only drink water? But I've been... I've violated myself. We have sex with our mouths.
That's why he's never... That's why he never feels hungry or full, really.
His own
I mean, the thing is, like... I remember I think Herms pointed out that like the episode where like Goku and Piccolo go driving, like there's a scene where like in that episode where Chi-Chi threatens not to cook for them anymore, and like both Piccolo and Goku are like really worried. Yeah. He's like, wait, why is Piccolo worried?
Yeah. Maybe Piccolo's birthing tube, because obviously he spits them out like an egg. Maybe his gullet is like a urethra or something. So when he's actually eaten something before, he's actually ruined it, and that's why he can't have any children. So he doesn't get to go, oh, poker pen. Now he just has to go, oh. What have I done? Imagine shoving a badge down your urethra, and that's essentially what it feels like he's done. Would you put steak down your Japsai? No, then don't expect Piccolo to do it.
My solution to that was just... My solution is that Chi-Chi just fries water tempura.
Frying water, isn't that essentially boiling it? What?
You could fry water. You could fry ice cubes.
Yeah, but it's just gonna go and spit everywhere, and then by the time it's actually done, you've got nothing left. It's all evaporated.
You could look it up. There's a video where they did it.
What, fry water?
And like it comes out right, but as soon as they cut it, it's just water just rushes out, and it's gross, like cornmeal-y stuff. My point is Namix might like that. I think Namix would like that. It's their dish.
Sugar water. What is this substance we've been farming? If Namekians don't eat, what the fuck are they farming? Because that's all they ever seem to be doing in their villages, and I cannot imagine it's taking them that long.
Well, it's trees.
Yeah, but look, if they've been there as long as they say they have, then surely the trees would have grown, especially with as many suns as they've got and all that water. I mean, look, I'm no nature
it's just
scientist.
It's like the planet is like in an endless drought. I mean, how do they? Is all their water fresh water?
No, they seem to be moaning about all this stuff, but there seems to be plenty of vegetation and all sorts. Like the planet should have grown itself back by now.
Well, I don't understand. Like, so they drink water. And most of Namek is water anyway. I mean, it's just like, it's a bunch of little teeny islands. I mean, there doesn't seem to be a real continent. And like, what is going on there when it comes to the Namekians colonizing, planting, and being able to drink water when they don't eat food? I mean, is all that water fresh, or is it salt water? Because we know that fish live in that water, which they don't eat.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons there's salt water is because of fish and everything else. So, like, I mean...
Not to mention, if they're asexual, like, they reproduce by themselves, and it's usually put down to just one of them, like the elders do it. Which, by the way, incidentally, I can imagine when Guru died and he was like, Mori, I'm going to grant you the position of elder. And then Mori's like, you want me to do what? Have how many children? Bitch, what? But anyway, aside from that, like, look, if they're asexual,
I have to take care of all these bitches.
Yeah, these are all your children. They're not gonna like me. But anyway, so if he's got to do that, if he's got to start puking up his own kids and everything like that, right?
But there's no indication that's happening.
Yeah, there's no indication he's ever spawned another Sprog. But if he's doing that, if he's going and throwing these things up, and they drink water, where do they pee?
They have to have some kind of a filtering cycle. That I don't know.
Does it just like get to their feet and just evaporate because it's so hot? We have 3 suns, and they drink and it evaporates from their skin.
Well, they're slug people, so they don't necessarily. They drink water and they basically cause like. Are they slug people or are they plant people? Because I've heard both.
I've heard both as well. I have no idea.
And like. Photosynthesis, that's what they say, like that's why they're able to kind of just drink water, is because drinking water connects them and keeps them kind of fed and nurtured. And I don't know. Like,
poor little Dendo.
It's a good question.
They literally bake from the inside out, so like he drinks water and then it just evaporates through his skin, and that's why they're green. There we go, everybody. Science with Kanji, even though Kanji got a C in science, so don't listen to anything Kanji says.
So did Mark, by the way. Hey, I got a C in science.
30-minute Mark and Kanji.
Dill to dildo is what.
It's a World Dick Kanji.
World King Dick.
World King Dick. That's what World Queen Kanji gets, you know what I'm saying? She'll hit me if she sees this video.
It's okay, it's weeks away.
I'll have done something much worse by then, I'm sure. I'm kidding.
So,
just to clear that up.
Okay, getting back to the basics of this particular talk, the one thing I do want to say, because I had this idea at the end of the last video, and I wanted to bring it up, but the Kinto-un, the Nimbus cloud. So we know that people can write it. There's no indication. I don't remember there being any indication that Videl could write it, but I highly doubt it.
No, that bitch is nasty. She knew what she was doing with that energy ball, but we already discussed that.
I like how there's like a fluid conversation happening between all of these things.
I know, everything's
it's like
serial format.
It's like, who's Gohan's father? How does that implement like Goten?
Like, why does that make the Kinto-un only able to ride for Goku and stuff? It's because he's never had sex.
And now why does the Kinto-un? So my question is like, so the only 2 like people that we know for a fact were able to ride the Kinto-un at the same time, or the Nimbus Cloud or whatever you want to call it, were Goku and Chi-Chi. But my thought is like, okay,
Goku and Gohan do as well.
Well, I'm talking about couples.
Oh, okay, sorry.
I don't think where I'm going with this. We don't want to talk about. We don't want to talk about Goku and Gohan unless you do.
Do you know what I went through to get this 4-star ball? No, sorry. Let's continue. I don't want to go down that route.
That's just wrong.
It's all very wrong, Mark. I don't think anything we've said has been right. Except the Namekian baking the water through the skin thing. That is foolproof.
That is good. I think that's true. But what if, and this is a legitimate question, answer it in the comment section below, Kanji. What if
What if I know, I'll just answer it here.
What if Chi-Chi and Goku have sex on the cloud?
Will they fall through when he finishes?
Would it fall through? Would they fall through?
I imagine they probably, because while they're at, it depends, because if you're going by religious standpoints, if they're out of wedlock, then yeah. But if you're not going by religious standpoints, are they actually doing anything wrong at all? No?
I mean, yes. Like, I don't know. I don't know exactly. Like, it's just like, do you have like a pure soul? Is like the whole concept of the Kinto-un. Like, and as long as you don't find any problem with what you're doing, should it have a problem doing what you want? Like, is the Kinto-un like the freaking Sorting Hat and it like ultimately judges you and predetermines your destiny outside of like anything that you are at that particular moment, because it knows exactly where you're going to end up in 7 years.
Well, maybe it's something maybe it's something along the lines of something like, you know, as long as you're faithful, like, to that one person, then it's fine. But obviously, you know, Oolong and Master Roshi and everything had dirty thoughts about multiple women, whereas Goku probably didn't even have dirty thoughts about Chi-Chi.
But okay, but like, even if that's true, even at the end of like, okay, from that point, we never see. Actually, we do. Okay, that's not even an argument, because at the end of the Buu saga, Goku promises Elder Kai that he can kiss Bulma, and then when Vegeta gets wind of that, he gets mad. And he's like, no, like, you don't understand. Like, Bulma's like super hot, and like Chi-Chi's not. Like,
yeah. Oh, actually,
so
hang
obviously
on. I can take this in a new direction now. It's not quite as funny, but it is an interesting question, right? So get this.
I'm pretty sure I'm drunk enough for it to be funny.
Okay, get this, right? So, I didn't get any.
Go.
Anyway, yeah, so Vegeta, my mustache is wet. Not the first time that's been said in this room. by me, sorry, I just want to put that out there. I ain't been dating no girls with no mustaches. Anyway.
Girls? I wasn't thinking about girls.
Anyway, sorry.
World King Kanji is very open.
I just want to make you guys laugh. At the risk of myself. Anyway, so Vegeta, during the God ritual, gets to hold hands with everybody to be a part of making the Super Saiyan God. For that to be a part of it, you have to be pure-hearted. Can Vegeta now ride the Nimbus cloud?
Well, does that mean... Okay, we know that Gohan and Goten can. But does that mean that Trunks and Videl can? Because we already established that Videl might not be able to.
Yeah, but then she did take part... Well, actually, she was more of a surrogate in the development of the Super Saiyan God, so maybe she's still out of the question. It's Pan, really, that was part of it, who was pure-hearted, right?
Oh, man, that's an interesting question.
So does that mean that Vegeta can now sit on the Nimbus cloud and be like, whee! I'm sure he wouldn't do that, but...
Good question. I mean, I have a hard time believing that Trunks can, because if you remember the last episode we did.
About mine.
It's true. Even Piccolo called that shit out.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
in the movie, Piccolo was just like, man, what a naughty kid.
Yeah.
He's 8 years old and he's like.
That's it. I mean, like, what was I gonna say? Yeah, it's like in the last episode of Dragon Ball Super when Mai was like, digging through all the stuff to try and help Bulma find bits of the time machine, and Trunks was all like, "What do you mean you fancy older me?" And all this stuff, and he's like, trying to like impress her for the rest of the episode, like doing all this stuff for her because he wants to get in her pants. And it's kind of like that kid. I mean, but it's like the same with Krillin, because Krillin used to have dirty thoughts, and Krillin couldn't ride the Nimbus cloud. Yeah,
but neither could Bulma. It's like...
Yeah, but we all know that Bulma was a dirty whore.
That's true. That's true. as we talked about in the last episode, I mean, obviously her and future Gohan did a whole lot of... What's funny is, like, a lot of people are putting up these pictures of, like, Super Saiyan God Gohan, like future Gohan without an arm, just to be like, oh, isn't this cool? And I was like, but how would he do that? Because he couldn't hold hands with enough.
Dude, that's so harsh and so hilariously true. Oh no. Oh.
He couldn't hold hands with everybody.
It's like so harshly hilarious. Oh no!
Oh man.
Christ, at least if Vegeta takes pity on him, we might be able to make him a Super Saiyan Blue. Look, I'm sorry, but you can't be a Super Saiyan God. You just can't, it's not physically possible. Surely somebody would have wished his arm back by then. That's just cruel and unusual punishment. No, you have to stay like that. Maybe he's like taught himself to play his guitar with his feet or something like that. So he didn't...
which is weird because like another question I have talking about future Gohan is when especially in the History of Trunks special, he insinuates, and we've never seen this happen before. We've never seen something of this magnitude happen before. Although I guess I don't think we have. We've never seen a sensu bean be able to regrow an entire limb, but he insinuates that it's possible.
Well, what you mean when he's like grasping for his senzu beans and he's kind of like, only like my arm, only one arm.
Yeah, he's like, bye arm.
Yeah, bye arm. No, I think it's just because he's generally fucked up at the time. I don't really think it's so dependent on the fact that he thinks he could grow his arm back. I think it might actually just generally be more about the fact that he can just kind of... He needs to... I mean, he's dying. I mean, literally, like, about 2 seconds after that, he just kind of goes... And just kind of, like, collapsed, so, like... I think the only thing that would have changed in that scene if he didn't, his trunks would have gone, like... And he would have just kind of gone...
Which I'm making a script, by the way.
Ooh.
It's like halfway done. It's like 7 pages.
Damn. So did I just accidentally blow a plot hole in that by saying it wouldn't grow his arm back?
No. That's not even part of it.
That's alright then.
Like literally in the script, I'm at the point where.
Actually, should you spare it? Should you spoil it?
No, I'm not spoiling it as much. I've made it clear that I wanted to do this project for a while, but I'm at the point where Gohan goes back to Bulma after the event, and that is the catalyst for the time machine being created, because now Bulma has to like rise to the occasion outside of just anybody else protecting her, which I think is a good. What are you doing?
Sorry, I have a very short attention span. I just noticed the CD. I didn't recognize and was like, "What the fuck's that?"
Oh, shiny.
Yeah, exactly.
But anyway, back on topic.
I have a photo frame of nothing. It's all my friends and family.
So, like, what I was thinking was, so yeah, like, can it regrow? Because, okay, get this. So when we first know what the sensu beans are when we're introduced, they're not like a heal-all factor. They don't. There's nothing like insinuating that it's impossible to heal bones and like fix injuries and stuff, but it's stated that it's supposed to be a healing thing, like something to fill you up for 10 days.
Mm-hmm.
And how did it become something that can heal? I mean, if you look at the manga chapters, especially if you look at the manga, it's kind of insinuated or kind of illustrated that they can regrow teeth, they can regrow organs, they can possibly regrow entire limbs. Like, what are the extent of a sensu bean? I mean, I don't know.
Could it heal my wrist?
Yes, it can. Would it take away all of a tattoo?
Just the bandages would just be like. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a good question. Maybe it's like because you eat so much like food that it fills you up for 10 days that it would actually burst your stomach. So there has to be an element of healing to it, or otherwise you just die. So it's almost like it was made for that, and they were like, oh yeah, well it has to heal you, kind of thing. And then it just kind of goes, and so just after that they went, you know what, you can use this to heal people, and Corin's like, I suppose you're right, actually.
When was the first time? I'm racking my brain that we saw a senzu bean be used to like just explicitly heal someone, just like only for that particular reason.
It was in the Piccolo arc after Goku gets royally fucked by Piccolo, and Yajirobe carries him up to Korin Tower, and he's all fucked, and he goes like, and he eats it and it heals him.
But like even still, I know that.
And even then, the douchebag didn't actually think to take any more with him when he actually went to go and fight Piccolo. But whatever.
So like that's the thing though, like, you know, because Krillin insinuates that if after Raditz is killed, that all they need to do is get Goku a senzu bean and they can like literally heal
the hole
his
in his
entire
chest, yeah.
Like his lungs, his stomach, part of his liver, even, you know, as big as that hole was.
I think if that was possible, Piccolo would have known about it, and Piccolo was kind of like, no. So I think it's kind of like, I don't think it can, because otherwise, yeah, they would have probably just used it there. So.
Well, they didn't have one. I mean, Goku just is like dead, blah, like.
Yeah, it was like. I suppose realistically, Gohan is the only one there who could have ridden the Kinto one anyway. So like, and he was out cold and kidnapped by Piccolo. So, well, I suppose they had Bulma's spaceship thing.
Well, yeah, but that was going awfully slow. I mean, it took him the whole fight to get there, which I know, like in Dragon Ball time, that's really that's like fights are really fast, even though they take like 30 minutes. Like, the weird thing is, like, time is so weird in Dragon Ball. But
I also think there's an element to think that they probably didn't want to catch up so quickly, or otherwise they might get blown up.
It's true. God, that fight. I'll tell you guys, that fight with Goku and Piccolo with Raditz is...
Yeah, it's like, you know,
it's so epic. It's so quick, and it's like it isn't burdened by like filler, too much filler or anything.
And the animation
is priceless. Yep. It's so good.
And if I can just if I can plug my man Minoru Maeda, because you know it's that art style in it, like love that fight.
That's not my favorite.
I know.
I realize that might
That's
be
why I
like
wanted to plug him.
It's not my favorite. I think I'm along with everyone else. Like the episodes in the Boo arc are the best animated, just because everything's a lot tighter and more defined. Like the muscles, the character expressions and stuff. My favorite. If I could find a picture of it, I will put it on the screen. My favorite image of Goku in the entire series, Super, Dragon Ball GT, everything, is one particular shot of Goku, Super Saiyan 2 fighting Majin Vegeta in the wasteland, and it's so crisp, and it's like, that's what Goku looks like to me. That's Goku.
Yeah, I think I agree for the most part. Like, I do think that, although obviously Minoru Maeda's art style, and you know, not just his, because obviously there was a lot more going on. He wasn't just him behind every episode at that point. But it's that kind of art style that they adapted and continued to use. I preferred that. And he just obviously had a heavy involvement with a lot of the series up to that point. But with that being said, when you go into, like, you know, the later arcs and stuff like the Boo arc and everything, I often feel like when I watch it, the frames aren't as... So there's not as much detail per frame. Like, if you go back and look at how intricate and detailed the fights with Raditz were, even the fights with... even the fight with the Ginyu Force and stuff, like I said before, with Vegeta and Raccoon, like that is only a small exchange, but it's a really good one. If you go back and watch it for the sake of animation, you will sit there and you'll be like, shit. And it will give you a new sort of renewed sort of interest in that particular fight, because it did it to me. But I often feel as you get later on, it becomes incredibly apparent during Goku versus Cell. They spend so much time not actually doing so much fighting and stuff, whereas it actually kind of gets just to more like stand from the other side and blast. Because, not because it was, they've become so overpowered that everything resorts to their beams, it's actually just because it was easier for them to animate. And that's what I disliked about it. And they did kind of fix it for the Boo arc, so for everyone who kind of says it goes shit at Boo, the fighting gets better at Boo. But yeah.
As compared to like the Cell Saga.
Yeah. Because even Piccolo versus Android 17, I think that's probably the last time you really see any kind of...
That's a good fight, though.
Yeah, it's a good fight.
I mean, like, when Piccolo's just like... He takes off his turban, and he's like...
Yeah.
He's like, throws it down, and it just destroys that rock, and it's like...
Yeah. You just kind of feel like it's going to be badass. It was built up the right way. But like I say, yeah, I think that's probably the last kind of... good bit of the Cell games in terms of, the Cell Saga in sort of like, in my animation appreciation terms anyway. But anyway, so we're not going to make this information episode 5. So.
Exactly, and we've gone a little bit over our time limit for this particular episode. So anyway, like always, guys, please go support Kanji. If you haven't supported Kanji, go support me. If you haven't supported me, rate, comment, and subscribe. And guys, make sure to leave us comments, because we will read them in the next one,
and
hopefully.
Hashtag and tell us why Kinto-un is hungry and why he's naughty.
I think we've covered. Tell me, and you know what? Ask us questions too about why Kinto-un.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Actually, ask us some questions and we can answer some of them in the Suiken Half Hours.
Yeah, exactly. So like Kinto-un, like tell us why Kinto-un can't. Like, what are its, like, defining rules? I mean, why does it just sit around and judge people? Like, obviously, it doesn't judge Goku, and we all know he's, like, a man-child and everything, but Gohan's not.
Yeah. Gohan's got a grasp of... Gohan will have studied sex education by that point.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what he did that day in school, and after he got the stuff, he was kind of like, you know what, I should probably give him the Goten now. He's not going to like me. I saw boo.
That's why he started falling himself. Like, they could fly too. Like, it's not like he can't use the fly. So he felt himself like fall through it, and he's like, "Oh, by the way, I'll race you."
Yeah,
and we never really see him fly again. So
yeah, yeah. There you go. Sussed it out. There you go, guys. Suiken Half Hour. It gives you some good informations for the learnings.
And so many brain cells lost as well.
Just from listening to me, never mind the alcohol.
Never mind the alcohol. Anyway, guys, make sure to tell us in the comment section below what you think is going on with Kinto-un and anything else that we talked about. Always open for questions. Always going to love every interaction that we get. Any funny comments, this is the place to do it, guys. If there's any place besides the debates on this channel in which to do this, it's this. So,
mind you as well, please, guys, just if I can plug my own thing here, if you do want to leave silly, funny comments, please do stick them on my videos. I ain't going to ban you for leaving a funny comment, as long as it's not offensive to other people that are going to be watching, because I'm going to start sifting through and finding my favorite funny comments soon, and I might start featuring them.
That's going to be funny. Because I've gone through your comment section before. It's actually kind of funny, so...
Yeah.
We'll leave it at that. we'll leave it at that. Kenji has some really good followers who are always very loyal to him and making some fun comments. But, guys, please, make sure to rate, comment, and subscribe. Not only to me, but to Kanji. And,
specifically to Mark, though.
Kanji, so... right here. Something I don't. Kanji did that in the first one, so now I just feel like I have to do it in every single one. So anyway, guys, peace out. Bye. Bye. Okay. This is ridiculous.